Live by visible time. The clock on the wall, the calendar alert, the deadline countdown. This is social time. But within you, a deeper, older clock is always ticking. It sets the rhythm for your hormones, your digestion, your brain waves, and your cells. Scientists call this your circadian rhythm, your body's internal biological clock. When your daily life falls out of sync with this internal timing, a subtle but persistent form of exhaustion sets in. It's the fatigue of living in the wrong time zone, your own. This master clock isn't a metaphor. It's a physical structure, a tiny cluster of about 20,000 neurons in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It acts as the conductor of a vast biological orchestra. Its most important cue is light, which it receives directly from your eyes. This tells the conductor whether it's day or night in the outside world, but the conductor doesn't play alone. Every major organ, your liver, heart, gut, and even your fat cells, has its own peripheral clock. These are the musicians. The conductor's job is to synchronize them all so they play in harmony. This daily synchronized performance is your circadian rhythm. It dictates the rise and fall of your body temperature, the release of key hormones, the ebb and flow of digestion, and the cycles of mental alertness throughout the day. You are not just in time. You are a complex living expression of time. Every 24 hours, your body executes a precise, automatic schedule you didn't create. Morning, 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. The startup sequence. Before you even open your eyes, your central clock signals a gentle rise in cortisol, the awakening hormone, not yet the stress hormone, and core body temperature. Your digestive system activates in anticipation of food. Your brain shifts from nighttime maintenance to daytime processing, creating a window of peak alertness for focused work. Day, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Peak operational mode. Your body temperature and metabolic rate hit their peak. Reaction times are fastest. Coordination is sharpest. Your body is primed to convert food into usable energy efficiently. This is the biological window for physical activity, complex problem solving, and social engagement. Evening, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. The wind down. As light fades, cortisol drops and the pineal gland releases melatonin, the sleep signaling hormone. Your core temperature begins a deliberate decline, a critical physical cue for sleep. Digestion slows and cognitive activity starts to transition from external processing to internal integration. Night, 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Deep system maintenance. This is not downtime, it's the most crucial shift. Growth hormone peaks for tissue repair. Your immune system recharges and recalibrates. Your brain's glymphatic system activates, clearing out the metabolic waste products of the day's thinking. Memories are consolidated. The quality of this night shift determines your resilience for the next day. You are a participant in this schedule, not its author. You can choose to follow its natural flow or send it conflicting signals. Modern life specializes in sending conflicting signals. This creates circadian misalignment, a state where your external actions clash with your internal timetable. Light at night. The blue light from screens and LEDs mimics midday sun to your brain's conductor. It suppresses melatonin, delays the temperature drop, and tells your system it's still daytime, even as you try to sleep. This disrupts the very architecture of sleep. Food at odd hours. Eating late at night sends a daytime activity signal to your liver and pancreas, whose clocks expect rest. This forces them into metabolic work during their repair phase, disrupting blood sugar regulation and local rhythms. Social jet lag. Drastically shifting your sleep schedule on weekends. Sleeping in late, going to bed late, is like flying across time zones every Friday and Monday. Your conductor struggles to find a stable rhythm, leaving you perpetually slightly out of sync. Chronic misalignment doesn't cause an immediate breakdown. Instead, it forces your body into a state of inefficient operation. Significant energy is wasted on internal confusion and compensation, not on vitality. Systems communicate poorly. The symptoms of this deep-seated timing issue are often vague and chronic, easily mistaken for general stress. Sleep that doesn't restore. You may sleep for a long duration but wake unrefreshed because the timing was wrong, disrupting deep and REM sleep cycles. Foggy brain, low drive. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus and executive function, relies on clear circadian cues. Without them, concentration falters, motivation dips, and willpower feels depleted. Digestive discomfort, bloating, irregularity, or unexpected hunger cues can stem from a desynchronized gut, whose clock is out of step with your eating pattern. Emotional fragility. Circadian rhythms help regulate mood-related neurotransmitters. Misalignment can lower your threshold for stress, increase irritability, and flatten your sense of well-being. Persistent, low-grade fatigue. This is the hallmark. It's not the satisfying tiredness from effort. It's the draining feeling of a system perpetually working against its own design, trying to reconcile two different definitions of time. Re-establishing sync is less about rigid rules and more about sending clear, consistent time cues, known as Zeitgebers, to your internal conductor. Prioritize light timing. Seek bright, natural light, especially in the first hour after waking. This is the most powerful start-of-day signal. Dim artificial lights and minimize blue light exposure 2 to 3 hours before bed to allow the natural sleep signal to rise. Stabilize meal times. Eat your meals, particularly your larger ones, on a consistent schedule and earlier in the day. This trains your metabolic clocks and reduces the conflict of late-night digestion. Anchor your sleep schedule. A consistent wake-up time, even on weekends, is the single most effective practice for strengthening your circadian rhythm. It provides a reliable daily anchor for your entire system. The goal is not perfection, but predictability. Your internal clock doesn't need a perfect schedule. It craves a consistent one. It seeks a reliable pattern of light and dark, activity and rest, feasting and fasting against which to align its intricate processes. You possess this ancient silent clock. Its rhythm is the foundation of your energy, clarity, and long-term health. Ignoring it is like forcing every department in a vast company to work random, overlapping shifts with no common schedule. Productivity plummets, communication fails, and morale drains. To respect it is to acknowledge that biological time is a fundamental layer of your existence, as critical as the air you breathe. Understanding this internal rhythm isn't about adding another task to your day. It's about recognizing the profound architecture of time within which your life is already and always unfolding.